And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Saturday Morning New Distributor Training. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with Zija International and here to share the Zija love. You like that? I didn't even realize that's a shirt I put on. I threw on a shirt here real quick. Very special welcome to those of you that maybe this is your first opportunity to be part of a new distributor training. We do this every Saturday morning. Myself or one of the other field leaders sharing information to help our brand new distributors be able to achieve the levels of success that they desire with their Zija business. And we're very, very glad to have you here. And of course, welcome to those of you that are watching the video replay on the YouTube channel. So we don't want to forget you as well. We know that not everybody can do this particular time on Saturday morning. This has been our traditional time frame. But I encourage you, those of you that are focused on creating success for yourself and your loved ones, schedule a time in your calendar. Maybe you work on Saturday, or maybe Saturday is your Sabbath or whatever, and you can't be here this time. Then focus on setting a time in your calendar that you will participate via the recording on, for every Saturday morning new distributor training, and just make it part of your weekly method of operation. This morning, we're going to do a few different things this morning. This is kind of special in that we normally have a first Saturday of the month, first Saturday of the period, team-wide meeting that follows our new distributor training. It's just a way for us to kick off the next 4 weeks, make sure everybody's focused, on track, set their goals. And we had this past Saturday, a week ago today, there were many of us in in Scottsdale, Arizona, at the Zija One Leadership Conference. That's the inaugural, the very first Zija One Leadership Conference, and it was absolutely a game changer. Every single person was there can tell you the vision of what we have for Zija International is so much bigger and so much brighter than even those of us that have been in the industry for decades could even imagine. And so what we're doing, instead of it being the first Saturday, for those of you that are familiar with the Zija calendar, we're actually, today is the first day of cycle 2. So instead of, first Saturday of the period, this will be the second Saturday of the period team meeting. So I'm going to go through, I've got a lot of things I want to cover right now as part of new distributor training. For those of you that are on my mailing list, or maybe you're plugged into me on Facebook, you saw the posting. I wanted to talk about a simple system for onboarding a brand new distributor, and then a simple system for creating rapid rank advancements. Now, the key, and people are thinking about, oh, onboarding, great, I want to learn about that, or rapid rank advancements, I want to learn about that. Write this in your notes. It is the system that creates duplication. See, it's important. It's not so much important the particulars of the system, but rather that the system is simple and duplicatable by the masses. This is critically important. This is something that was, shared with me 34 years ago when I first got involved in a network marketing company. I used to be, some of you I haven't had a chance to meet, my simple story is I used to be a truck driver. I ran 18-wheelers cross country, loved doing that. Had no real interest in changing that until life circumstances happened. My older son was approaching school age. He had a lot of special educational needs, and the school district wasn't going to provide for it. So I found myself as a much younger man, 34 years younger than now, actually, in a need to create a substantial level of income, much more than a truck driver makes, so I could pay for those resources. But I needed something else as well. I needed time freedom to be able to be with him, to be part of his life as he was growing up. Any of you that have had yourself a special needs child, or maybe family members that have, you understand that we as the parents, we're going to be the most critical element in our children's success. And network marketing was the only way that I could find to create, an above average income and have a flexible schedule. Now, one of the advantages I had, and it was a significant advantage, when I first started in this profession, my personal enroller, my personal sponsor, was $1 million earner. And so I got to learn how to do this at at the level that the professionals do it. And one of the key factors that's been instrumental in the success that I've achieved over the years has been in this concept of duplication. And so if you haven't done so already, I encourage you to grab your journal, okay, grab your notebook, whatever you're whatever you're using for archiving the information that you'll be learning during your time with us. Get that out and start writing down some of these things, because back in the day I started with these little spiral bound notebooks. They were, oh, I don't know, get a couple of them 50 cents a piece or something back then. I don't know what they cost now, but I know $1 a piece, whatever. That's what I started with. Now today, I'm very fortunate, very blessed. I've got these really nice journals. This actually comes from jimrohn.com. Nice leather bound ones, got the little gold foil like your Bible, the pages there, the little stringy thing, and so that's what I use now. But it really doesn't make a difference how fancy your journal is. What's important is that you start archiving this information, because the first step is for you to be a good student, to learn the things that people want to share with you. The second step is to start to share that with others. This is very much the foundational elements of success in our business, is to share with others the things that you have learned so that we can all create success. Now, duplication is the key to success. Duplication is inevitable. Okay, people will duplicate what you do. So the ideal situation is to share duplicatable information that is effective. It is efficient. Simplicity is the key to duplication. Duplication is the key to success. Simplicity is the key to duplication. And everything I talk about, I've kind of gotten into the pattern of it's always step 1, step 2, step 3. Because for most people, if you can give them 1, 2, 3, then that's something that the average person can incorporate, can learn, and turn around and share with others. So let's start out by talking about a simple system for onboarding. And I want you to write this in your notes. I've kind of boiled this down to about as simplistic and efficient as possible. Onboarding, taking a brand new distributor, getting them on board and into action. Okay, step 1 is get in. Okay, got to become a distributor to be a distributor, right? I mean, duh, right? Get in. Now, I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Second step is get trained. And third step is get going. Okay, so what are we going to do to onboard a new distributor? Let's keep it real simple. Get in, get trained, and get going. Now, let's talk about getting in. There's a whole process that you will use, system that you will use for introducing people to what we're doing as a vehicle to create leveraged residual income. There's a whole process that you're going to want to not only learn, but become good at doing. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But the simplicity of getting in, real simple. Sign up, pick a pack. Now, we've got, right now we've got 6 different bundles. They're 150 PV bundles, and they're only $150 for the initial enrollment. I mean, they're typically, if I wanted to buy a bundle right now, you wanted to buy one of the bundles, they're $199. 150 PV, that's our pay volume. And at $199, they're tremendous value. Many of these bundles are, $250, $300, even more in terms of product costs. So they're great. The bundles themselves are great values. But for a brand new person on their initial enrollment at $150, they're a super value. So, start out by picking a bundle, pick a pack, right? Now, one of the things that I always like to point out is, based upon your new distributor's desire for success, what level of financial success are they looking for? They may want to pick, 2 bundles or 3 bundles. Pick as many bundles as you want. Here's the concept. More product you have, the more product you're going to experience. Okay, if you have products, from our, sports nutrition line, from our, health and wellness line, from our personal care line, the more products that you are personally using, the more products that you'll have a personal story on, the more products that you'll be able to speak to from firsthand personal experience. One of the phrases I heard early on is only use the products you want to sell. Okay, you only want to use Supermix, just use or sell Supermix, just sell Supermix. Me personally, I use all the Zija, well, virtually all the Zija products. I don't use the AGX women's formula, right? But I use, sitting right here on my desk, I've got, our chocolate plant protein. That's my typical morning. I've got Limitless. I've already done my, XM Plus this morning. That's kind of like, the first thing you get out of bed, you start breathing, you do XM Plus. I mean, if you're me, right? I've done my Triotic already this morning. I've done my Prime already this morning. I've already taken several of the supplement capsules, AGX Men. Let's see, the XM Burn. Got all 3 of the AGX, men's formula, the Cell, the Digest. I mean, imagine what my auto ship looks like, right? My sponsor, David Moses, loves how much product I use, right? Because he overrides on all that. So anyway, point I'm making here is, if you pick more than 1 bundle, then you're likely to have different products that you can immediately start sharing. Here's another concept. If you have more than enough product for yourself, you can then start sampling out. Sampling out is very much a part of our customer acquisition process. The more product that you have, the faster you can go. What if you had, 18 people you wanted to share Supermix with, but you only had your own month's supply? You're probably not going to be real interested in sampling out a bunch of product to people if it's taking away from your personal stash. So that kind of makes sense. Here's a third reason for picking more than 1 pack, more than 1 bundle. What you do is what your people will tend to do. Okay, remember what I said. Duplication is the key to success. Duplication is inevitable. Okay, people will do what you do. They'll not do what you say, they will do what you do. Anybody who's got children knows that one, right? People will tend to do what you do. When I first joined Zija, back in the day, we had just, the 1 product, our original Smart drink in a can. So it wasn't like I could pick a variety of different products. It was 1 product, but we had, the 3 basic packages, good, better, best. When I joined, I picked the largest package. We call it today the Builder Premium. All right, I picked the largest package. It was, out the door, it was about $1,300. Threw it on my credit card. Now, why did I need 360 cans of Zija product? I didn't need 360 that day. Okay, what I did need was the ability to have a personal story using that product. I needed to be able to sample out to as many people as I possibly could. But that third reason, to pick a package that I wanted to duplicate through my organization, that was the number 1 reason. Okay, so just some thoughts for you on suggesting how people should get in. But first step, get in. Now, second step, get trained. And remember, we want to keep this real simple, real duplicatable, something where a brand new distributor, maybe they've just gotten started, they can't get a hold of their upline, but they just signed up their brand new person. They can do this. They can get them in, get them trained, and get them going. Now, the get trained part, this is something, I'm going to suggest you what I do. Okay, now, one of the things that I've always focused on, and well, not just in Zija, but in all of the other 2 companies, this is Zija's my 3rd company, I've always recognized that one person's success can generate another person's success. And that's independent of whether or not they actually affect my success. So I've always been the one that whatever I do in terms of training, support, these types of things, webinar broadcasts, it's always been open to everybody. I've always wanted to help create success in all of Zija's distributors, because if I'm helping you, and maybe you're not part of my pay line, okay, so there's no real financial benefit to me. I don't have like a fiduciary responsibility to help you. But if I do that, your story might be the story that affects one of my prospective distributors or one of my team members' distributors. And so we all benefit if we help each other. Now, many of you have other, you're not part of my personal organization or my genealogy. There are many, many other leaders within Zija that do similar things to this. They provide training, they've created support materials, websites, what have you. I encourage you to plug into your upline diamonds, okay? Find out what the resources are that they're utilizing. You will find that most of the people that are successful, not just within Zija, but within the industry, will have these common features as part of what they do, because this is network marketing, okay? It's like driving a car. Whether you're driving, my BMW M6 or you're driving a Volkswagen, most of the basics are similar. You still got, fuel pedal, you got a gas, a brake pedal, you might have a clutch. I got electronic clutch, right? SMG transmission. Well, we're not going to get distracted there, right? Got to be a little careful there. Woo, want to go ride bikes? That was for Candace. Many of your upline diamonds will have other resources. I'm just simply sharing something that I do. And if it works for you, then I want you to plug into it, okay? On my YouTube channel, that's www.youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. My name all put together with Zija. You will see a playlist. In that playlist tab, there are 4 videos, 4 training videos. It's called New Distributor Training. The very first one, called New Distributor Training, it's 30 minutes. All right, it's kind of a compilation of all the things I've learned over 34 years being involved in the industry, on what it is we do in network marketing and how we do it. Okay, it's very generic. Okay, I don't talk about the specifics of today's compensation plan, today's incentive programs. It's very much the foundational elements of what we do and how we do it. And that's like number 1. So, get in, get trained. What's the first thing I want to do? Is I want them to watch that 30-minute video. Would you, if I could show you how to create $1 million income, would it be worth 30 minutes of your time to learn? I hope you say yes. Okay, I hope you say yes. It was worth 30 minutes of my time 34 years ago in my very first company. An awful lot of what's incorporated in that 30-minute new distributor training came from Saturday morning new distributor training with that very first company. That was one of the big advantages that I had, in addition to my sponsor being $1 million earner in my first company, is that first company has historically been recognized as providing some of the finest training that's ever existed in the network marketing profession. So, the simplicity of being able to have somebody go on the internet to spend 30 minutes learning the foundation of building a network marketing business, that's as duplicatable as you can get. And folks, if you haven't watched the video, I'm going to encourage you to go watch it. Okay, even if you've been involved in Zija for a while, even if you've been involved in network marketing in the past, I'm going to tell you right now, people watch that 30-minute video. You watch that 30-minute video and you metabolize it, you incorporate it, you study it, you let it become part of who you are, you're going to know more than 80 or 90% of the people that have ever been involved in network marketing. And I'm not saying, I'm not bragging, that's the greatest thing in the world. I'm just telling you, okay? I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying the stuff that's in there is stuff that every successful network marketer has already incorporated into their process of building their business. Okay, so step one, get in, pick a pack, pick two, pick three. That's going to be based upon how fast do you want to run. Number two, get trained. There's a good start. Take that 30-minute training. There's 3 more little videos under that playlist tab. They're 10 minutes apiece. How to create a prospect list like professionals. Let's see, how to develop your Zija story, a 90-day game plan. All, again, very foundational elements of high-level successful, high-level earners that they have learned to incorporate in their business. So, now you've got 60 minutes of training. Third step is get going, okay? And this is the process of onboarding, getting somebody going, and this kind of leads into my second topic this morning of a simple system for rank advancement. And you may want to write this in your notes. Get going. That third step, I actually like to do a physical get going meeting with a new distributor. And whether that's face-to-face, whether it's a Zoom meeting, that's primarily how I do it because I have to work from home, exclusively. There's some elements to the get-going meeting that I like to do. First one's kind of a follow-up, ask questions. Were you able to watch the little training videos? Did you have any questions? Is there anything we need to clear up? Let's get that part, number two, the second step, get trained. Let's get that finalized and set aside. Training is going to be an ongoing process. I'm going to want the people to plug into Saturday morning new distributor training with me, or maybe you're, part of your upline diamond leadership. They have different training vehicles or what have you. Get them plugged into that. It's an ongoing thing. I'm constantly, continuing my learning process. I mean, I'm looking around here. There's a book I just got from Big Al. Okay. Big Al's got a lot of good stuff, phrasing, phraseology, languaging. I'm constantly trying to get a little bit better every single day. Now, so we get that out of the way. Now, here's the things I like to do in the get going meeting. I like to identify goals, okay? And we don't have to do a goal setting seminar. Let's just do something real simple. What would you, if we could do everything that you dream of, what would you like your Zija business to be 2 or 3 years from now? What kind of income would you like to have over the next 2 to 3 years or 3 to 5 years? What I'm doing with that question is, number one, I'm trying to establish the concept of a long-term venture. Okay, this is not the lotto. All right, you don't make $1 million overnight. What I'm interested in is identifying, first of all, establishing this is a progressive building process. Okay, it's going to take some time to build a business. Everybody, traditional businesses in America, you're looking at 5 to 10 years minimum before you get a return on investment. Okay, somebody invests, $1 million in a McDonald's franchise. They're looking at about 10 years before they make enough money to keep the business running, create profits and substantial profits so that they can actually pay off the $1 million. Okay, it takes time. I look at 24 to 36 months, 3 to 5 years. I'm establishing in the mind of my new distributor, this is going to take some time. Okay, it's a business, not the lotto. I'm also looking for the, if you will, the level of vision. How big a goal does my distributor have? Whatever those goals are their goals, and that's fine. For some people, this is an opportunity to create, an extra $200 or $300 a week. All right, an extra $1,000 a month. I want you to think about that for a minute. How can that not be a good goal for that person? Who do you know could have used an extra $10,000 or $15,000 last year? Who do you know would like to have their employer give them a $10,000 or $15,000 annual raise? That's a big deal. You don't have to have a goal of making $1 million for it to be a good goal for that individual. But that helps me establish, a long-term mindset, helps me determine the level of, success the person is interested in. If I'm talking to somebody about how to make, you know, $10,000 a week, and in their mind, they'd be thrilled to death if they could make $200 or $300 a week, there is a major discrepancy between what I'm trying to share with them and what they are interested in receiving. Okay, you got to have some congruence there. I then go from the long-term goals to the short-term goals. Now, in the short-term goals, this is pretty simple. It's not about their goals as much as it is about setting an agenda, setting, if you will, a to-do list, giving them, if you will, marching orders, what it is that we need to do. Okay, and so I always say now, short-term goals, first goal, okay, get qualified. What's that mean? Got to have 2 personally enrolled active customers or distributors, and I define that. Personally enrolled, meaning you sponsored them. They can be either a customer or distributor. They have to be active. Active means they have had 75 PV or more in personal product purchases over a rolling 4 weeks. Okay, they need to be active. That's the first step. Moves you from distributor to builder. What's the next step? Builder 500. And really, that's the first step. Okay, the first major rank advancement is Builder 500. Now, what's that mean? That means you've got 500 volume points in each of your 2 legs over a rolling 4-week period. How do you get that? Well, average, you know, Zija purchase is running about 100 PV, you know, on the monthly consumption. Certainly, there's people like me that, you know, actually, I don't even want to know how much I personally buy of Zija products every month. Trust me, I don't want to know it. But you know, there's people that are using $200, $300, $400, $500 worth of Zija products every month, right? Because they're personal care, you know, got the other family members on the product, what have you. But the median, you know, monthly reoccurring order is about 100 PV. So what's that mean? You got to have, you know, 4 or 5 people in each leg that have ordered product this month. So now they're starting to see this is, I can get, you know, 2 a week, 1 on each side of my organization. By the end of the month, I've created the Builder 500 volume. That's the next step. Step after that, Builder 1000. So I've asked my new distributor for their long-term goals, and then I have defined their short-term goals to be these specific rank advancements. And then the last thing I want to do in that get-going meeting is to define a daily method of operation. Now, I usually phrase that in terms of what their schedule is. If they're Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, well, we already know there's those hours during the day that they can't really do their Zija business. So, you know, scratch through those areas in your calendar. You know, what other times during the week are going to be important to you to not do your Zija business? Well, we got little kids. We like to have, you know, dinner time together. Great. Well, scratch that out. You know, between, you know, 5 and 6 or 6 and 7 in the evening, that's non-Zija time. Scratch that out. You know, well, you know, church on Sunday. Okay, great. 10 to noon on Sunday morning. Scratch that out. That's non-Zija time. Now, once you've identified all the time frames that are absolutely unavailable to you, everything else becomes potential Zija time. And it becomes very easy to find, you know, 30 minutes here, 15 minutes there, an hour there in your daily schedule that you can do Zija. What's doing Zija? Share the product, share the opportunity, teach others to do the same. You're going to want to throw in some personal development time in your daily method of operation. You want to throw in some, you know, plugged into Zija activities time, you know, whether it's maybe the Saturday morning new distributor training, or maybe for you, it's Monday night is when you watch the replay of that. You know, you might want to incorporate, you know, you want to be plugged into what's going on. Maybe one of your upline team leaders has a weekly broadcast that they do, or a team huddle. You might want to be plugged into Pat Anderson's, you know, Wednesday night Health Talks program, my Thursday night Biz Talks program. Get plugged into a couple of events a week. So there's 5 things. Share the product, share the opportunity, teach others to do the same, personal development, plugged into events. Okay, and we're really fortunate in the, you know, 21st century network marketing. You can participate in major events, you know, from the comfort of your iPad, right? because of the Zoom webinar features and so on. So get in, get trained, get going. Now, that's onboarding. Let's talk about rapid rank advancement. And I actually set the pace for that, or I set the platform for that by talking about the short-term goals. Share the product, share the opportunity to teach others to do the same. One of the geniuses of our new executive management team, under Jeremy Redd, has been this: 3 and free and Premier 20 and Elite 40. That is, without question, a simple, duplicatable system, something that can be taught to the average person. The average person can learn it and turn around and teach it to others. That's the definition of a duplicatable system. And it directly relates to the activities that create results. So let me kind of, I'm going to kind of put a bow on this here, and then I want to open up for questions and answers. I will be shutting down before the top of the hour. Take a little break, and then we're going to come right back at the top of the hour, 11 o'clock Pacific, what's that, 2 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll do a short team meeting to kind of set us up for, period 146. Now, the simple duplicatable process for rank advancements. Your brand new distributor, and it really is immaterial whether their goal is to create, $100 or $200 or $300 a week of income, or $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, a week of income, or a day of income. It really doesn't make any difference, because how do you create extraordinary levels of income? Teach a lot of people how to get, ordinary levels of income. That's how you create extraordinary levels of income. I'm the guy that can document that. All right. So start with 3 and free. Okay. Give your new distributor a game plan. You can get, brand new distributor, you can get $200 of your Zija products on a monthly basis for free. All you need to do is introduce the Zija products to 3 people. 3 people a period, 3 people a month, and your product's free. And you can do that for 3 months back to back. Now, what just happened there? We've got your brand new person who may not be able to see making $1 million or $100,000 a year, or even $20,000 a year. But what they're really interested in is being able to make some money. And the first step is to get their products for free. And all they got to do is share it with 3 people. So over a period of 90 days, your new person has been able to accumulate volume. They've gotten 3 of their monthly shipments of product, up to $200, paid for by the company, and they've introduced 9 new people. You brought in 1 person, and over a period of 90 days, you now have 10 consumers in your organization. That's powerful. What if you brought in 1 person a month over the next 12 months? Look at the, you'd have what, 120 people, but it'd be way more than that, simply because the people you brought in the first month, they're going to be doing the same thing the second month, and so on. Actually, I wasn't smart enough to figure this out, but other people have. If you bring in 1 person a month and you teach them how to do that, and then teach them how to teach others, you bring in 1 person this month, they bring in 1 person next month, while you bring in another person. At the end of 12 months, your organization has 4,096 people. What if half of them stopped? You'd only have 2,000 people in your organization. How about that? Pretty cool, huh? So the 3 and free program is gearing your new distributor to very achievable levels, results that create something that they want, free product. Now, once they graduate after that 90-day period of time to the next level, which is Premier 20, Elite 40, they're virtually guaranteed to hit Premier 20 in that 4th month because of the momentum that's been established in the first 90 days. And that's for somebody who's simply interested in, getting the, benefits from the product, getting some free product, making a few extra dollars, helping a few friends. Give this process to somebody like me who joined Zija to make $1 million, and now I have a track to run on that is simple, duplicatable, and efficient. Give it to somebody who's moving at a slow pace, they're going to be very successful. Give it to somebody who wants to work at a fast pace, they can help a lot of people move at a relatively slow pace. It is this program and the way the points are created, I have to tell you, it is genius. It is absolute genius. And the only thing that's necessary is for you to embrace 3 and free, and then Premier 20 and Elite 40. When you embrace this, when you can speak to this like it's, tying your shoes, it's automatic, it's reflex, like, getting in your car and driving off. When it becomes, so natural that you do it automatically, then you are on the path to your diamond level income. So covered quite a bit of stuff right now. Make sure I covered everything I wanted. I want to talk about the next 74 days and the significance of that, but I'm going to postpone it until we hit the top of the hour. I'm going to go ahead for I'll look here for a couple minutes, and we're going to take a little break. I need to go check in on Mom, and then we'll be back right at the top of the hour. You can either stay with us, just keep your Zoom your webinar browser open. You can take a little break, come back, log back into the same link. I'm gonna look here at the chat box, and let's see here. If you got a question, throw that in there right now. I'll either take care of it now, or I will when we come back. Only spotlight bundle of the period is $150 for the new enrollee. Thank you, Mary. So $150 for the new I stand corrected. A brand new distributor can get the typically $199 bundle for $150, but it is the one that is being spotlighted for this particular period. Thank you, Mary. Gilbert. Oh, thank you too, sir. Gilbert, love you guys. You guys are just, you're rocking and rolling, and you're the heart and soul of Zija. So thank you very much for that. How important is momentum? Momentum is everything. Okay, it's everything. If you can get your new person moving forward, help them get that first 1 or 2 or 3 people, then you take those people and help them get their 1 or 2 or 3 new people. Do that for the person you personally enroll, because they're brand new. That's not their job. It's your job as the upline leader to be building in depth. When you start getting momentum, it's unstoppable. I use a lot of analogies from truck driving. One time I ran an 18 that had a 4 and 5 transmission. What that basically means is there's 20 gears. I could run through, 2/3 of those gears just to simply get it up and running to town speed, 25, 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour. Last few gears, because of the momentum that had been developed through, getting that inertia out of the way, getting 80,000 pounds moving, I could go, from 35 miles an hour to 60, 70. Well, I won't go beyond that. That's illegal. With just the last few gears. Okay. Once you get it rolling, it's almost impossible to stop it. That's the cool thing about momentum. Once you get, it takes, here's another good analogy. In the beginning, it takes 10 parts of energy to develop 1 part of momentum. Or if you will, my analogy, 10 gears in a 20-gear transmission to get it just up to 20 or 25 miles an hour. But if you sustain that momentum and advance it, you will eventually get to the point in time where one part of energy will sustain 10 parts of momentum. Trust me on this. One part of my energy has been sustaining 10 parts of momentum in my Zija business for years because I was willing to put in the 10 parts of energy to simply get one part of energy that first year. AJ says, I like your YouTube channel. What are you using? I like our YouTube channel. What are you using? I don't know exactly how to respond to that. I'm using the stuff that I'm producing, Thursday night biz talks, trainings that I do, Saturday morning stuff. That's on my personal YouTube channel. I'm going to put it here in the box for you. Switch this so that everybody can see it. All panelists. How come I can't? Oh, I got it. Here we go. All right. If you look in the little chat window, you can copy this link. www.youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. That's my personal YouTube channel. And AJ, maybe you can help me out. What YouTube channel were you talking about? Marianne, let's see. Well, thank you, Marianne. She always gets motivated when she plugs in. My energy gets my momentum 5 times over. Very cool. I use the stories from Fred's YouTube channel on Zija International. Oh, okay. AJ is talking about the Zija International YouTube channel. I encourage you to go online. Get your YouTube account. That way you can have your playlists and that sort of stuff. Zija International had the official Zija International YouTube channel. They have their own YouTube channel. You get a lot of videos there, product information, stories, and what have you. The YouTube channel I was talking about is my YouTube channel, and that's where I post Saturday morning new distributor trainings, personal training stuff that I do, team meeting stuff, and Thursday night biz talks presentations. All right. Let's see here. Any questions? Going once, going twice. And yeah, and Candace, she said she uses the stories from my channel. Folks, one of the things that's powerful about our business is you really don't have to be a business expert, okay? There's no value in building your business to being able to describe or discuss how the compensation plan works, how the ingredients in the Zija products work, and so on. Number one, how do you sell the products? Okay, this is straight out of New Distributor Training, that 30-minute video I talked about. How do you sell the products? Your story and the stories of others. You want to be successful marketing our products? Get a product story and share it with other people and learn the stories of other people's results on the products. How do you recruit distributors? How do you sell the opportunity? Your story and the stories of others. My YouTube channel, Fred Holmes Zija, you will find many stories of Zija distributors. Some very tenured. I've got people like David Moses, Reed Nelson, Mac McDonald, Pat Terry, people that have had decades of experience in this industry, talking about what they did to get started and why Zija International is the company they've made the decision for it to be their last company. We've got brand new distributors, people that just gone on, people that just hit bronze, just hit silver. Some of our latest, rising stars in Zija. That there's lots and lots of those videos there. Just go through them, find the ones. Here's what's really, really cool. If you learn those videos or you're familiar with those videos on that channel, you will find somebody's story that will directly affect the person that you're talking to, that you're prospecting. All right, let's go here real quick. How to sell the products, how to share your story, how to share other people's stories. Now, here's somebody who's mastered those basics, right? Ken just made me laugh because it's one of my favorite, trainings. How do you respond to people's questions? How do you respond to their objections? It's real simple. Okay, two-step process. I don't know about that. All I know is, and tell a story. Okay, those multi-level deals, they don't work. I don't know about that. All I know is I'm working with a guy named Fred Holmes, and he used to be a truck driver, and he's made millions. And more importantly, he wants to help me and my team. Good story, right? Can't deal with people's opinions. You can't deal with people's, you can address objections. You can't deal with opinions. Everybody's got an opinion, right? Everybody's actually, opinions are like eyeballs. Everybody's got a couple of them, right? But yeah. Thank you, Candace. Check out that 30-minute video. Okay, you're going to learn more about how to build your Zija business than, like I said, 80 or 90 percent of the people have ever been in network marketing. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pause, and actually, I'm going to let you enjoy my playlist. Thought I'd pull out of the archives. Let's see. That's okay, Reed. I'm going to pull out of the archives, or I pulled out of the archives. I don't know if I should really say this. This is my playlist. It's called Fred's Dancing with Girls playlist. There it goes, Fred's Dancing with Girls. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a little musical interlude. I'm going to shut down for about 10 minutes. Right at the top of the hour, I will be back, and we'll do a short team meeting for this period. I'll do a little recap of the Zija One Leadership Conference. And thank you for joining me. We'll be back shortly.